Scream Fortress is here, and honestly, it's a nice breath of fresh air. The content itself may not seem like a big deal from the first glance, however, the use of vscript enabled maps have allowed this Halloween to seem like one of the freshest one in years. Before we get to it though, I would like to elaborate that this video is talking about my opinions based on observations playing the update and looking over some of the community thoughts. We got 12 new maps, 6 more than we usually get, 5 of which have the new vscript enabled game mode, Zombie Infection. The second major, in quotations, update to give us a community game mode and make it official. We also got a new case with 25 new community-made cosmetics, again, more than we get in previous years. However, we did get one less taunt than usual, and there was a complete lack of a Warpaint case. Going back to the maps, we got a wide range of game modes across vastly different locations and set pieces. In total, 2 payload maps, 1 King of the Hill map, 5 zombie infection maps, 1 player destruction map, 1 attack and defense map, and a map for the medieval game mode. Who could have expected them to add a map for the medieval game mode in this year's Scream's Fortress? The new game mode, Zombie Infection, is pretty fun, albeit with its own flaws. The main premise of the game mode is that everyone starts on the red team as survivors, and after a certain amount of time, a small group of players become infected and switch to the blue team. The main objective for red is to survive until the round's timer runs out, whereas the blue team wants to infect all of the humans. What makes this game mode really cool, however, is that the amount of effort put into this game mode gives it a personality compared to the countless other zombie survival-based game modes made by the community. This can be seen with all the different perks and abilities of the zombies. For example, the engineer can throw an EMP bomb that disables buildings, and the spy can shriek, which outlines all the enemies in a radius. Each class has changes like this and a unique perk, way too much for me to fit in a video of this size, which is why I've been scrolling through them in the background of this video. Another cool thing with this game mode, although small, is the custom view models for zombies. The maps are a hit and miss for this game mode though, with a clear lack of playtesting. However, my small experience with the workshop has shown that this is more commonly the map maker's fault than Valve's. But the fact that Valve themselves have approved another community vscript based game mode and made it official is just amazing to see again, with the last one being the inclusion of the Saxon Hale community game mode. The other maps are your typical run-of-the-mill Halloween maps, but the wide variety has given it a nice feeling of freshness playing through them. I would like to put some attention to an arena-based game mode with the name Perks. True to its name, each team has a small amount of time to vote for perks at the start of the round before being teleported to the actual arena. This is really bloody cool, and it prevents the match from being predictable a few rounds in. Teams can vote for speed boost, regenning ammo which can make engineers really shine, faster firing, 40% projectile speed and reduced spread, marking your killer on your death, and many more, allowing for unpredictable rounds without the usual issue of one team managing to stomp the other team over and over again. Before we wrap up talks about the maps, one of the payload maps, Spineyard, has added skeletons that can shoot you, and honestly it's one of the funniest things ever, even if they do too much damage and never miss. Now, why am I hyping up this update so much? It's a breath of fresh air with the staleness that Scream Fortress has come to have. It seems like Valve has been listening with the inclusion of vscript enabled maps a few updates ago, and now focusing almost half of the included maps this year on the new game mode completely based on vscripting. Now, this update isn't without its issues. The maps could use a little bit of polish to balance things out a little bit more. The one issue bigger than that is the fact that we didn't get a Warpaint case and a lack of transparency as to why that is the case, pun intended. In the past few years, Valve has been slowly lessening the amount of Warpaints in both Smismas and Scream Fortress, eventually removing it from Smismas altogether. Is that what they're gonna do with Scream Fortress? A pretty big Warpaint workshop Discord community feels absolutely devastated from the countless hours of effort simply being wasted because they didn't know that Valve wasn't going to include Warpaints in the first place. Hopefully this is a one-off occasion. Looking at the trends though of both Smismas and Scream Fortress Warpaint cases over the last few years, maybe it's the time that Valve is retiring Warpaints altogether. Again, transparency from Valve concerning this would go a long way. So what does this mean for the future of Team Fortress 2 updates? It doesn't guarantee anything. However, it does bring me and quite a bit of the community hope about the future of Tier 2 in regards to summer updates, Smithmas, and Scream Fortress altogether. If we can keep getting community-made game modes official, or even more experimental game modes using vscript, alongside more cosmetics and effects than previous years, that would be amazing. And considering that the last summer update and this update had new game modes, that's a pretty good track record. I truly believe that Valve has been listening and doing more, they just haven't been verbal about it. If you made it to this point of the video, I congratulate you. If you enjoyed this content, consider checking out my Twitch, link in description. I stream for 4 to 6 hours, 4 days a week, and some support would be pretty epic. Alright, have a good one.